do something different. Maybe start a whole nother section of my channel. But today, I'm gonna make a hummingbird cake. Yay! To begin with, what you need to do is cut your oven on to 350, let it preheat, and then you're gonna stick 4 large bananas or 5 to 6 small bananas on a pan with the skin still on, don't peel them. Put them in the oven at 350 for 12 minutes, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna roast them, okay? Roasted bananas. So while your bananas are roasting, you need to, the recipe calls for 3, but I only have 2, so I'm going to make a thick cake. But butter and flour your pans, cut out parchment paper, and put them in the bottom of your pans while your bananas are roasting, okay? Once they're done, they're gonna be black, which is fine, because you're gonna peel this off. You're gonna put them in a bowl, and then we're gonna mash them, okay? So, let's get that done. So you're gonna need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup packed light brown sugar, 3 large eggs at room temperature, so set them out while you're starting to get all your stuff together, 1 cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 cup of fresh pineapple, crushed, 2 cups of roasted mashed bananas, which we've already got. Set those aside. 1 cup of chopped pecans, however you want to say it. I say pecans. And that's it for the cake. We'll do the icing later. So in another bowl, we're gonna mix the brown sugar, the granulated sugar, all together and combine them. Then we're gonna add in the eggs and stir them briskly by hand to combine them and make sure that everything is smooth with the sugars. So now we're gonna add 1 cup of oil and 2 teaspoons of vanilla to the sugar and egg mixture. Mix it up really well. Don't mix too fast because you might splash the oil out because that sugar mixture is thick already. So just start slow and get it incorporated, and then you can whisk it real good at the end. So now we're going to combine our flour mixture which was the all-purpose flour, the baking soda, salt, and cinnamon, to your sugar and oil and vanilla and egg mixture. Okay, you're just gonna combine it. You're not gonna do it in a mixer. You're just gonna do it by hand. So get you a spatula, and you're gonna pour it all in at one time and combine. So now you're gonna add your crushed pineapple, 1 cup, and I cheat. I don't have time to crush pineapple, so I go and buy canned pineapple. It's already crushed. So I measure out a cup. It's just a little more than a cup, but then I'm going to get my pecans. They're a little bigger than what I like, so I'm gonna chop them over here in my little blender thing and get them smaller. And you're gonna add your mashed bananas, and then you're gonna combine all of that in. So you're gonna fold all of those ingredients into the cake. So now we're going to divide them up into our cake pans. Recipe calls for 3, I only have 2, so it's gonna be a little thicker, so it's gonna have to cook a little bit longer. But it's a pretty batter. This is a homemade cake you're making from scratch. It's not a box cake that you're just adding things into. So you've got to take the time. And if you do, it's worth it. Trust me. So now we're gonna pop them in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes is what it says, but again, that's for 3. I'm doing 2, so it'll probably be about 35 minutes just to make sure that they're done. To test to make sure they're done, take a toothpick, stick it in the center of the cake, and if it comes out and there's no batter on the toothpick, then it's done. Or you can touch the center, and if it bounces back, it's done. So now we're gonna do the icing. I'm gonna use 2 8-ounce packs of cream cheese, 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of crushed pecans, chopped pecans, teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of powdered sugar. This is more than a cup. This is just how I store my powdered sugar, so I'll get it out of there. Okay. So I already took the cakes out of the oven. They ended up cooking for 45 minutes for 2 pans. They're there sitting on the counter. I'm about to take them out of the pans and put them on the rack behind me and let them cool. So after you take them out of the oven, let them sit in the pan for 5 minutes. Then take them out, let them finish cooling on the cooling rack. So what I forgot to mention is to make sure that you sift your flour, and when you're doing your icing, sift your powdered sugar as well. That's what you saw me doing. So now we're gonna decorate the cake. Simple decoration. All you're doing is putting it together and icing it. I'm putting some crushed pecans on the top. Simple. So now to assemble it, place a little bit of icing on a round cardboard. Place your bottom cake layer on that, centered in the cardboard. Put your icing on the top. Get an even layer. Add your next cake layer. Icing on the top. Get an even layer. Go around the edges to get a crumb coat, which will be hard because there's pecans in the icing, but you can do it. After you do all that, add a little more icing on the top, go around the edges and make a good coating, and you can do whatever kind of design you want to. I will do a swirl. So here we go.